Do you know what love is? Love is humbleness, respect, and infinite wonder. When a person really falls in love, Osho says that somebody who is in love can truly experience God. I used to just study his philosophy, but by now I know he was right. He says a person in love can experience God. Do you know what all the religions ask from you? That you renounce your desires. If you give up your desires, then you can experience God. Well, why is it in connection with love? It's very interesting. If you fall in love with somebody, he becomes God to you. Isn't that so? He becomes everything. You would give everything to him. Isn't that true? Everything. You would give him everything since he is a miracle. He or she is incomprehensible, inconceivable, unattainable, fantastic genius. Everyone else is left in the shade since he or she is a miracle. Isn't that so? Osho says the vision of a lover is God's vision. He says when in love you can only see her or him. Nothing else exists. Imagine, nobody else exists, only him or her. How many people are capable of a love like that? When you look at somebody as if he was God, and you would give everything away to him. Yet, it's called one-sided love. This is unrequited love. Do you know what it will cause you? You say suffering and pain. But I say, if that love is really true, it won't cause you pain and suffering. Have you heard poems they wrote about platonic love in the old days? Have you heard of that? Love is a wonderful, fantastic feeling, and it doesn't matter whether she or he belongs to somebody else. Love appears. It doesn't matter who the subject of your love belongs to, or where she lives, or who she is. You are in love with her. She is a miracle, and nobody else can stop you loving her. You go to her and tell her, I'm in love with you, I love you. She looks at you smiling. She strokes your head and says, thank you. But interestingly, is it true love? From one side it is, but we call it unrequited love. When that kind of love is refused, and the hero of true love gets a shock about that and starts to scold the other one, as buys a voodoo doll and says, you will be sorry for not being in love with me, and starts to poke the doll, well, of course it's not true love. We call that a brutally strong desire to possess, a brutally strong desire to possess. But there is true love in our world. I'll tell you how it works. The love I was talking about to you before looks like that. This lover leans with all her strength on the person she loves. She desires him. He is a god for her. She leans on him with her every desire. But that person won't return her love. A figure like that will soon fall over. When there is a straight sapling here and somebody leans against it, can you uproot it? Both of them will fall and it ends in pain. I'll show you another drawing. If two similar powers lean against each other, if two powers support each other, that is a letter A. Can it hold on for a long time? For a long time. You might have experienced a love like that. Not perhaps, I'm absolutely sure you did. That the two powers were similar, leaning against each other. Similar, imagine. You may say, okay, perhaps you are right, dude. But it lasted only for 2 months, or 2 weeks, or 10 years. And it was over. Why didn't it last? Why did it end? Is there anything like true love in our world? I tell you, there is. It's very rare at the beginning of the 21st century in 2006, not because love doesn't appear, but we simply ruin it on the level of mind, since it doesn't bring us any advantages. We program it immediately. It will only cause me pain at the end and crying and broken heart. So one simply rather extinguishes it in the beginning. One suppresses it so that it doesn't work out, because the calculating mind is much better. Yesterday there was a woman at my lecture asking for my advice, saying, shall I marry a bloke who has only a rusty bike, or a very rich multimillionaire, a factory manager who earns several million forints a month? The truth is that I'm in love with the poor guy, but the other one one is a bigger catch. Look, today in our world, the calculating mind is above everything. Although sometimes it really happens that in two people that unique feeling arises, and it is returned. In an ideal world, these feelings arise in both people and they find each other. In most cases, one of them has a very strong feeling and it appears in the other one too in a few days, and they start to lean towards one another. For two people like that, the world disappears. They always want to be together. If they are not together, they suffer to be together. When they are together, then they suffer from each other because they always play their games. Lovers are famous for that. They always torment each other, but they are unable to take one step on their own. Then, slowly, they are chiseled together, these two huge fires, these two vast pulsing energies are fused together, and when it's really good, they really love each other, and it works. When your partner's kiss is 1,000 times sweeter, and so are her cuddles and her glance. It's a wonder to dream about her, and you start to realize that the other person is somebody who you have always longed for and searched for. And if it stayed like that, I whisper it to you, it may last till you die. But the usual next step is coming. We want to fix that wonderful, amazing feeling, that amazing state. We want to fix it so that it lasts. No, we have to fix it in case a wind or one of the neighbors come and they steal her or him from me. First of all, do you know why love is ruined? Because in the moment of the appearance of love, which is a wonderful happiness, there is something else appearing. What is that? When love appears, so does the fear of losing it. At the same time, the fear of losing it appears. That somebody will take her away from you. One in love is very jealous, imagine. That's why love on earth is not entirely happy, not even at the moment of its birth. Because with love appears a fear that it won't last. Somebody will take him or her away from you. That's why a certain fear motivates you. So, what will be the first type of petrol you pour into love? Love appeared by itself, and the first petrol is the petrol of light. The first miracle is sweet and pleasant. It's a real curiosity. It's a very fine thing. And imagine you immediately put some petrol of fear to it, a bit of dark petrol. What are you afraid of? That it won't last. Somebody will take her or him away from you. And this fear starts to motivate you. You see, it's not happiness which motivates you, but fear. Do you know what fear will motivate you to do? To fix that feeling, to lock it up. You want to be certain it will remain yours. So, what do? You go and try to persuade your partner to marry you, isn't that so? Let's get married. You tie the knot, you say things aloud in front of everyone. There is a crowd there, like in this room now, and you make promises to the other one and yourself. Then you put the ring on the ring finger, which represents Earth. Those who study magic from me, they know that. So, you put a marriage ring on her finger Earth and say things aloud. Via that, we take on a huge karma, a fate on us, since we made a promise to the other one. And as we know that, promise to another has its consequences. You know that if you promise the bank to pay your loan and you won't comply with it, they will take your assets. This is the law of the physical world, but it's true on cosmic level as well. As for promises to others, if you said you would do something, you have to do it. At the marriage ceremony, you go and put your signature in a book. The registrar is in front of you. In addition, you go to the priest too, better say, to have it done in the house of God too. You sign everywhere and declare that you will stay by her side. There is one more surprising thing. They haven't even got to the marriage yet, but you know what they start the whole thing with? Let me tell you a story. I met them in Nyíregyháza. They were totally in love. For 2 years they had been inseparable. I was happy that they wouldn't marry. I told myself they really love each other. They don't want to get married. They are really in love. I met them again while doing a lecture in Nyíregyháza in the community center. They said they were going. I asked, where were you going? We are going to the lawyer. For what? To make the prenuptial agreement. We are getting married next week. Wow, I stopped. Do you know what's written in the prenup? When you divorce, what will belong to whom? Do you understand that? Imagine to secure it well before what you are going to do in future. Plan ahead. Imagine. Is there any love present there? Okay, let's go back to the marriage. They ask you questions. Then you say yes. Yes? Yes. You put the ring on, then the bridal march is coming, you go and have a great party, you are exhausted, you have a big row for different reasons. For example, more people came from your family, or they spilled the soup on the table, they brought hardly any presents, all the others gave you more, you make a fuss about who brought what. You open the envelope, who is this one from? It has only 500 forints, 3 pounds in it. And then you kick up a fuss. And what happens after?